All the day's news from Canberra thanks to Bloomer's Lawyers. Canberra Live with Leon Delaney. 12:06.
2CC.
It's about 9 minutes to 5 on 2CC Canberra Live. You can be a part of this circus if you'd like. 6255-1206 and tell me what's on your mind. But right now, it's a different kind of circus master who's wandered into the studio, technology editor of iTWire.com. It's Alex Zaharov-Reutt. Good afternoon.
G'day, Leon.
Thanks very much for coming in once again. You know that we have a bit of a loose and fast attitude to things around here. We kind of make things up as we go along, but you are remarkably well organised. You've got all your topics ready, and you've even brought in a brand new laptop.
Yeah, this is the new MacBook with the M1 processor. That's the same sort of chip that's in the iPhone and the iPad, but even more powerful. And I've got the 2020 version of the MacBook that has the Intel chip, and this one is just ridiculously faster. It's got more than triple the battery life. I've got 18 hours of battery life at the moment. I mean, I've been using laptop for 2 or 3 days. You know, obviously you close it or you walk away and it sleeps very quickly. But
well, my old laptop, because I just bought one at the end of last year, and I had to because the old one, which was about 8 years old or something, battery would start fading after a couple of hours.
Yeah. Well, this is the longest battery life I've ever had. And on the previous Intel model, where you saw that little spinning beach ball in things like Microsoft Word, on this, there's no beach ball. Everything is just
super
silky
fast.
smooth. Yeah, so I'm very impressed.
Okay, so it's got long battery life. What sort of RAM? What sort of processing power? What sort of memory?
Sure, the entry-level one has got 8 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gig SSD.
Which is respectable.
Yeah, for $15.99. And the processing speed, look, it's got an 8-core CPU and a 7-core GPU, but it's the same price as the Intel one, but it's about, a billion times faster, and the battery life is 3 or 4 times longer.
A billion? Yeah, I think you're exaggerating now.
Well, just slightly.
Just slightly.
But it's this is only their first one. Imagine how much faster the next one's going to be. And Intel processors over the past 10 years only ever have like a 10% improvement every year. So this is a real revolution, and I'm impressed.
Okay, fantastic stuff. But that's the Apple machine.
That's the MacBook.
The MacBook. Okay, fantastic. Because I bought the other crowd, Windows based. Yes, exactly. Because I've never been an Apple guy.
Look, for many years I wasn't, and then I joined the light side of the force, and
I think you got that back to front, isn't it? Apple's the dark side. They're the ones that control your every behaviour.
Well, the Windows side is where you get all the viruses and,
That may be true, but at least our cables plug in, whereas Apple, if you don't have the proprietary cable, you're up the creek.
Well, it's USB-C. A lot of Windows computers have the USB-C cable now. So, and these dongles are cheap now. They're not expensive anymore.
Indeed. Apparently, people in other parts of the world where they still have lockdown, they still have to go to work via Zoom.
They do,
And some of them are experiencing Zoom fatigue. What is that? It sounds like a made-up ailment.
Well, the problem is when you're having to look at screens all the time and having to be switched on all the time.
Have you had a look at my workspace? I've got 5 screens surrounding me.
Sounds like me. But the thing is that you haven't got somebody else looking at you on that screen, or 20 other people.
Or at least if they are, I haven't noticed.
That's right. So, look, excessive amounts of close-up eye contact, according to Stanford researchers, is highly intense. And what they're saying is sometimes you don't need to have the video on. Just turn the video off and have it like a phone call.
That's an interesting thing, though. When you have a Zoom call or some other kind of video teleconferencing, is it really the same as person-to-person eye contact? You're looking at a picture of a person. You're not actually looking at the person. To me, it doesn't seem the same.
No, it's not. But the thing is, it feels like that. Your brain has this extra cognitive load.
Okay.
And video chats reduce our usual mobility. You can't just sort of get up because you'll be out of the frame. And, you also, apparently, according to the researchers, seeing yourself, because often you can see yourself on the screen, that can also be fatiguing.
Yeah, I don't want to look at me
And all of this adds to an extra cognitive load that you just don't get in physical meetings. So all of this together combines to create Zoom fatigue.
You know, the funny thing I've noticed about Zoom meeting calls is that 9 times out of 10 people are at a weird angle, and you're looking up their nostrils or under their double chin or something like that. And if I've got my little window there, it doesn't look right at all. So, I can understand people not wanting to look at themselves.
I remember a little cartoon, I can't remember all of it, but they had a picture of Marcel Marceau, and the guy said, "Hey Marcel, you're on mute," and they had a picture of Elsa, and they said, "Hey Elsa, you're frozen."
Right, okay, dad jokes here, going out cheap. Right, what what else have we got? We've got a thing called a sweat patch. What does that do?
This is from Gatorade that costs $25 US for 2 of them, and it analyzes your sweat to see how much salt and other essential sort of, salts you've lost. And it's only one-time usage, and it pairs with an app that is telling you how much, what your, if there's water in your system, how much, sweat you've lost. It tracks your motivation, your hydration, your sleep, and your training load. It links with tracking apps like Apple Health, Strava, Garmin Connect, and others. If you just go to Gatorade.com, it's all the information is there.
So it's like the next level kind of sports monitoring type.
Yeah, it's a wearable patch, and it is
analyzes your sweat.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that maybe.
What does it tell you? How many glasses of red wine you had last night?
I think it's telling you that you either need to drink more water, or they probably want you to drink more Gatorade.
Well, the Gatorade, yeah, that'd be it. Yes, and finally, you showed me when you walked in today some amazing technology where there's a service now where they can take really old photographs, but they actually animate the photograph to make it look like a video clip.
That's right. Well,
how do they do that?
Well, they're using artificial intelligence, and the software is called Deep Nostalgia. It's from a genealogy website called MyHeritage, and obviously they want you to use their software rather than Ancestry.com or somebody else to take the pictures of your great-great-grandparents, animate them, and have them smiling, looking around and blinking their eyes. There is that uncanny valley effect where it can look a little bit creepy with some of the animations because it's not perfect yet. But if you just type in, MyHeritage and animated photos into Google, you'll find lots of stories about it with lots of little pictures. And people have taken statues and other photos of crazy things, faces, and had this software animate it. And
but my question is why?
Well, it's because you want to see what your great-grandparents... You've only ever seen a photo of them, and we see this technology used to animate Donald Trump or Barack Obama or the Queen with deep fakes. Well, they're now using this for something a bit more interesting, your own life.
Okay, fantastic. So go to myheritage.com and check it out, I guess, is the thing. Alex, thanks very much.
See you next week.
Always great to have you in the studio. Alex Zaharov-Reutt, technology editor with iTWire.com. On 2CC, it's about 2 minutes to 5. News coming up at 5 o'clock. You can call and be a part of this madness anytime you like. Pick up the phone, 6255 and tell me what's on your mind. Or if you'd rather, send a text, 0488 266 266, or send an email via the 2CC website. Click on the feedback icon.